Hey guys, I'm Yana. Welcome to this video. So I just did a video on how you shouldn't have unrealistic goals and you shouldn't be overly ambitious, and now I'm talking about working on a musical during Camp NaNoWriMo on top of my novel. So what's the deal? What's going on here? Am I the world's biggest hypocrite? Well, I hope not. First of all, my word count goal is not changing. My word count goal is 20,000 words. Any song lyrics that I write are just going to count towards that goal. So in terms of words, nothing's changing. It's just that I'm going to be working mainly on my novel, but also a little bit on a musical. And the reason I decided to do this is because I just couldn't resist. I love musicals. I'm a total theater kid. My dad's an actor. I've been trying to write musicals since I was a kid. I've written a few and I just love doing it so much. And I never expected Camp NaNoWriMo to do anything musical related, because NaNoWriMo is usually about novels. That's where the no comes from. So when I saw that, I was just really excited and I couldn't resist. But I am not going to be writing a full musical in July. I could easily do a musical in a month, but not on top of a novel, and I do want to focus more on the novel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write 5 songs, that's all. And when I do write musicals, that's usually how I start. I write the song lyrics for all the major songs that I can think of, then I write the music for that, and then I write the script last around the songs. In terms of what the musical is going to be about, I really love fairy tale retellings and reimaginings, and I particularly enjoy Andersen's fairy tales, and I've actually worked on a few of them in terms of musicals. I've written a retelling of The Nightingale as a musical. That one was a full musical. We performed it on stage. I've written children's puppet kind of semi-musical based on The Princess and the Pea, and recently on my children's channel where I read stories for children, I read the entirety of The Snow Queen and I wrote one song for that. So I did briefly consider just writing more songs for The Snow Queen and just making that into a musical, but because I've worked on it so recently and I put quite a lot of effort into it, and the different parts had costumes, and I've just done a lot of Snow Queen lately, and now I want to look at something that's a bit fresher. So instead, I'm going to try to work on the fairy tale The Wild Swans. In case you don't know, The Wild Swans is the story of Eliza, who's a princess, and she has 11 brothers who get turned into swans by their evil queen stepmother, and then Eliza has to save them and break the spell by making them shirts out of nettles, and she also has to stay silent for the entire time she's doing that for a year, because otherwise her brothers would die. She meets a very kind, handsome, wonderful king who falls in love with her and wants to marry her, but other evil people and circumstances get in the way, so she almost gets killed before, at the very last minute, everything's resolved and everybody lives happily ever after. That's kind of the gist of it. I'm going to try to think about how I can either modernize that or put my own twist on it. And the good thing is that fairy tales, I think, make excellent basis for musicals, because people already kind of know what's going on. They are usually familiar somewhat with the story, so that helps. but also fairy tales have fairly simple plots, so then that allows for the complexity to come from the songs and the emotions and the interpretation of whoever's writing the musical. And of course they're in the public domain, so nobody's gonna sue me. So that's what I'm planning on doing in July on top of my novel, and hopefully I'll be able to share the songs with you, each one at a time as they're being written. I apologize in advance because my singing voice is terrible and my guitar playing skills are worse. I can write songs, I cannot really perform songs well. But even so, I will probably share them with you and we'll see what comes out of all of this. Please comment down below if you yourself are planning on working on a musical, or if you've ever done it before and how you would go about it, or what you think about my idea and just anything else you would like to say. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.